Here's an easy method for making great preludes that anybody can use. So what is a prelude? First of all, you probably know if you're watching this video, but just in case, a prelude is essentially music that happens before an event. Obviously, there's many different types of preludes, and that's actually the first thing that you'll need to figure out is what is your prelude for? And of course, we're specifically talking for church preludes, and so you'll have many different opportunities for preludes. You'll have preludes for funerals, for weddings, for evangelistic type services. You'll need to figure out what your prelude's for. Okay? You don't want to play a wedding prelude for a funeral. Once you've figured out what the purpose of your prelude is, you want to make sure that you're really comfortable with modulations, especially for evangelistic preludes. Modulation is simply the process of changing from one key to another smoothly and efficiently. We're not going to get into that in this video, but it's something that you do need to be comfortable with. Once you've figured out what the purpose of your prelude is and you've learned how to modulate, then you can go into actually picking the songs for your prelude. Now, there's no rule that says you have to use a theme or you have to group your songs together. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. Sometimes my personal favorite preludes that I've done have actually just been random songs that I've strung together that I really liked. And I just play them together and I love it. Sometimes, though, it's helpful to actually group a prelude into a theme. And we can do themes by the keys. So we can put 4 or 5 songs that are the same key or maybe one key apart into the same prelude. That way we don't have to worry about modulations. You could group your preludes together by Christmas theme. You could group them together by Calvary, by the resurrection. There's all kinds of different themes that you can group preludes together by. Another option to creating preludes is you can actually create a prelude based off of its location in the songbook. You could literally just flip the page, go from page 1 to page 2 to page 3. You definitely will want to make sure that you're comfortable with the song so you're not surprised when you flip the page by a song that you've never seen before in your life, or make sure that it's in a key that you're comfortable playing in. But those are some ideas for you. So let's take a few minutes and let's actually create a prelude. So first of all, we're going to create a prelude for an evangelistic service. And our prelude needs to be, we'll say 10 minutes. Okay. So we need a 10-minute evangelistic prelude. And in general, it takes about maybe 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to play through one song for a prelude. It doesn't take long at all. So we'll need 10 minutes divided by 2. We'll need at least 5 songs, but let's pick 6 just to be safe. So we're going to pick 6 songs here. And I'm going to group them together by key, so I don't have to worry about modulation. I'm going to choose the key A flat, and I'm going to see how many songs I can get that are in the key of A flat. Now, this is where it's helpful to have a songbook that actually identifies the keys in the index. Not all of them do that. If yours does it, great. Mine doesn't. So I'm going to just kind of look through the songbook and find songs that are in the key of A flat. Now, to save you from boredom, I've already done that. So we're going to start with When the Roll is Called Up Yonder, and that's in the key of A flat. So we finished that song. We need 5 more songs. Let's do another one in A flat. Let's go to The Old Account Was Settled. There we go. Let's do another one in A flat. To God Be the Glory. So we've got 3 songs down. We need a 4th one. Let's do Glory to His Name. I'm bored of playing an A flat and I want to go to D flat. Why did I pick D flat? Well, the reason is because A flat is the 5 of D flat. So, for instance, if I'm playing a song in the key of D flat, the strongest progression in that song is going to be A flat to D flat, or 5 to 1. And so I'm coming from the key of A flat in my prelude, so it's going to be very natural to end my A flat and go right into D flat. So I'm going to play A flat 7 just because that's the chord that tends to go to D flat. So I'm going to end Glory to His Name in the key of A flat, and then I'm going to go to When We All Get to Heaven in the key of D flat. There's my A flat 7 chord. Now to D flat When We All Get to Heaven. Let's pick one more song just in case we run out of songs before we run out of time. And for that, we'll pick No Need to Doubt Him Now. Song that we do. Now, one thing to keep in mind is for evangelistic preludes, you generally do want to pick common songs that are happy and exciting and upbeat. You also want to pick ones that you definitely are comfortable that you're playing to play. You don't want to pick something that you've played like once 3 years ago and just throw it on yourself to do in the prelude. You want to know what you're playing. Now, as far as keeping track of what songs you picked, there's a couple different things you can do. I personally like to write it down on my phone. I open the Notes app, I write in the page number, the title of the song, and the key of the song, and then I just write however many songs I'm doing and in what order. I also will write the date, so that way I don't do the exact same prelude back to back. Another thing you could do is you could literally just write it out on your paper. You could maybe get sticky notes, and you could tab your songbook. You could use multiple songbooks. You want to make sure that you prepare properly ahead of time, so that way you're not up there pausing in between each song, fumbling through the songbook to try to figure out what's next, and then leaving the congregation with a 3-minute awkward pause where they're all just watching you, wondering what's going on. So you want to plan ahead, and so give that a try. Play around, try to create some different preludes, and if you found it helpful, make sure to subscribe and follow us for more tips like this.